We're gonna try to show you. Okay, so this could be a part of this. We could have a bit of up and down here, but I'm gonna try to show y'all today what I consider three of the most important fall time baits. Fall time, depending on where you live, fall time can be anywhere from late August, September, until where I live, fall time is basically October till Christmas time, even, you know, as late as Christmas time. So that's going to depend where you are. But what I've noticed, last year we got to fish a lot of fall time tournaments, and there's like a little group of baits that I found work. I don't care where you go. It doesn't matter if it's Florida, it doesn't matter if it's New York, it doesn't matter if it's Texas. There's a group of small little baits that I promised you that you can catch fish somewhere. Brooks, you gonna do a part of this too?
Okay, I'm trying.
He's like it. Brooks is gonna be a part of this too, videos. This is gonna be definitely your most abnormal fall fishing video you've ever seen. You've never seen a fishing video that's gonna be as chaotic as this at all. But listen, this is what I got to work with, and you're just gonna have to sift through everything to get what you need out of it. Nevertheless, there's basically three categories of baits, or three baits. I'm gonna give you three baits today, but these three categories of baits I found to be productive, from smallmouth to spotted bass to clear water to stained waters to rivers, the lakes, even to the Great Lakes. It just doesn't matter. You can pretty much catch at least something when it comes to fall. For me, fall time fishing is probably the most challenging fishing there is. The migration routes in the fall are not nearly as pronounced or nearly as obvious. You know, like in the springtime, you know the fish are going to set up on secondary points in front of flats, and they're going to go back and spawn. But when you talk about fall time fishing and that migration that they use towards the back of the pockets, or to whatever they do on your body of water in the fall time, it's not quite as obvious. It's a lot slower. Nothing is, they group up a lot more. You don't really catch as many single fish. You're around all of the fish or none of the fish. Pumpkin, let's probably not lift up Daddy's shirt, okay? And she said, huh? So that's basically what why I'm giving you these baits, is because I found that they really work in a lot of different conditions. So one of my favorites, like, I throw this guy all year long if the situation presents itself. But when it comes to fall time, for where I live, southeastern United States, late September, October to December, a lipless crankbait. You can throw it a long ways. It's got a loud noise. This is bait fish profile. One thing you're going to notice about these baits that I'm going to tell you about is they're all bait fish profiles. For the most part, I don't care where you are, fish are feeding on shad in the fall. It's a shad deal. May not be big shad, but it's always going to be about shad. So shad profiles, lipless crankbaits. Where I'm going to throw it, you know, you're going to get a lot of fish that are going to be schooling, surface activity in the fall time of the year. Even if it's not that, you're fishing around grass, if you're fishing around points, spotted bass, or they go crazy over a lipless crankbait. It's very erratic. You can reel it really fast. When I'm fishing this guy, that's what I'm looking for. Long tapering points. I'm looking for flats with shad on them. The biggest thing that you want to look for with all these baits in every presentation, I don't care what it is when you're talking about fall time, is food. They're going to follow the food. If you find the bait, there is fish somewhere, and you just got to find the right profile to catch the fish. I usually start with this guy because you can cover a lot of water. You can throw it a long way. It makes a lot of noise, and you have a lot of drawing power because of the noise and because you can move it really fast. All right, so lipless crankbaits is going to be number one. My bait stewardess has left us, okay? So I'm on my own now. I have to make this video on my own. As for the background noise with the other one, I am not responsible for anything that is said and done. So there it goes. Boom goes the dynamite. You okay, Pumpkin? What did she want?
She had the iPad earlier, and now we're watching it.
She had the iPad earlier, and now Brooks is watching it, and that is a problem. She's not happy about it at all. She's not happy. You wanna come back with Daddy? That's how I feel with fall fishing sometimes when they're not biting. I've done that before. Overfishing, not over iPads. Anyway, bait number two. And you've seen this guy. You can see I've been actively fishing this one. You can tell by the way it looks, and I just found it in the bottom of my boat. I just taking it off. But a spinnerbait, and yes, this one is a little bit ugly. And I have no reason for the mismatched head with the skirt. I don't have a reason. So if you put in the comment section, or why do you have a green pumpkin head with a shad body? I don't know, Billy. I'm not really sure why I ended up like this, but in my boat, this is what the last spinnerbait I had tied on, and I probably caught him pretty decent on him, because if it looks like that and it's kind of beat up, that means I threw it a while. But a spinnerbait, it's old school. I know people don't like to throw it now because the chatterbait's out, and like it's just not cool to throw a spinnerbait anymore. Well, I'm old school. I still throw a spinnerbait. I still catch a lot of fish on it. It's a shad imitating bait. It's going to work in the fall. For me, the spinnerbait works best because you can fish it extremely shallow. You can never underestimate how shallow fish will get in the fall time of the year. Like, they will get in that much water. Anytime you find wood on the middle of a flat and you find shad that are in conjunction with the wood, the shallow flat, there's going to be a bass there. They like to be shallow that time of the year because that's where shad is going to be moving. That's where the active algae there it is. That's why the shad is in that particular area. And so a spinnerbait is just a great bait to imitate the shad and the trigger strikes with. You can fish it really shallow. You can drop it down and fish it 6, 7, 8 foot of water too. Just get a little bit bigger one, smaller blades. This is a 1/2 ounce. Most of the time in, you know, moderately stained to fairly clear water, I'm going to use just double willow. If we get muddy water, I'll switch to Colorados. But it's very versatile. You can fish it really fast, keep it up high. A lot of times my strikes this time of year are visual. Like, I can see them. I'll keep it up high where I can actually see the bait. I'll see the fish take the bait. So 1/2 ounce spinnerbait, shad colors, 1 silver, 1 gold. I'm always going to make my blade combination match the shad size. I'm going to make my blade combination match the water clarity. If it's clear water, usually silver blades. Dirty water, usually gold blades. I can't have the music though, because I will get a copyright strike.
I know you
This could be intense. The world's most chaotic tip video ever. All right, so this last one, by far, probably by far probably one of my favorite to throw, probably because I live on a spotted bass fishery. Smallmouth like it too, but mainly spotted bass. Cannot stand a jerkbait this time of the year. So this guy right here, I actually found it through a buddy of mine that gave me a mystery tackle box one day. It's called a 13 Fishing Loco Special 110, and it's been like the jerkbait that I've been using for the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years. This guy straight up catches them. It's really erratic, which is why spotted bass love a jerkbait so much. Every time you pop the rod tip, it goes this way, it goes that way 2 times. It's really erratic. Has a lot of flash to it because it's got a flat side too. It's got a flat-sided jerkbait, which is going to give it a little bit more flash. But jerkbaits, typically I do like the longer lip jerkbaits. This guy right here is going to get about 3 to 5 foot. And it will get the job done, but just, you know, if you live on a clear body of water, somewhere you got 10 to 15 foot visibility, you're probably going to want the one that gets a little deeper, the 6 to 10 foot diver. But for most situations, the short lip jerkbait is going to get the job done for you. And basically where I'm going to throw this guy is going to be long points, fish that are schooling, surface activity, even around docks. If you got any kind of submerged vegetation, grass, milfoil, hydrilla, obviously that's going to be a good place to throw a jerkbait as well. The biggest thing with any of these baits is get around the food. If you get around the food in the fall time, you can be around the fish. So try the jerkbait too. You can cover a lot of water. It's probably the funnest bite that you're going to have on a jerkbait. When they lock that up, when you go to hit him, whap, 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 and that thing locks down, jerkbait's a lot of fun. Make sure you got good hooks in it. I like to throw almost always a 3-hook jerkbait because 3 hooks is better than 2. So I throw a 3-hooker. All right, 3 baits you gotta have for fall time fishing. Is that right, Mia? Is that right? 3 baits you gotta have for fall time fishing that will catch fish absolutely anywhere. Here comes my primal fish catcher man behind us. The other one is catching brim with his bare hands and nets. Oh, here, come on here, show us your fish you caught. So Brev has been Come, go around. Go around. Rev has been out catching fish with a net, like literally, not a hook, with a net, and he put them in the Z-Man bag. So that's a different. Show him your brim. He's been taking bread, putting it over the net, and catching them with his hand. So we have to do. You have to do a tip video on how people do that. I don't know how to do that. But I got you on the 3 best fall time fishing baits in my opinion. Try those out. We'll have Brev do his own video on catching fish on the net because I'm not quick enough for that. I'm too old. Thank y'all. Hope you catch some fish.